Today I'm gonna talk about integration between Gemini Enterprise and Confluence Cloud. In Gemini Enterprise, you can connect Gemini Enterprise with many different external data sources, and I will show you exactly how to do this. So in Gemini Enterprise app, you have something like connected data stores, and here you have button New Data Store. In data store, you can choose workspace sources like, for instance, Google Gmail, Google Drive, Calendar. You have cloud sources like, for instance, cloud storage, BigQuery, Bigtable, and also you have third-party sources. You can connect Gemini Enterprise with, for instance, OneDrive, with SharePoint, Outlook, GitHub, Jira Data Center, Jira Cloud, Monday, Microsoft Teams, or for instance, this Confluence Cloud. And this is about enterprise search. So you wanna process your data within, for instance, Confluence Cloud using LLMs like Gemini. You can do that in a very simple way. So in such way, you will be able to search data in Confluence using Gemini, in secure way. So it's very easy to connect many different sources to Gemini Enterprise. So for instance, you can connect Confluence Cloud, OneDrive, SharePoint, and then you will be able to process your data within Confluence, OneDrive, SharePoint, and do all the things that can be with the Gemini. So you can, for instance, summarize pages in Confluence, or you can use this data to feed, for instance, your agent, or you can perform, for instance, save into Notebook LM Enterprise, which I will talk about in the later video. Okay, so in the Confluence Cloud, you have two possible connector modes. You have federated search and you have data ingestion. And this is true for many different external sources. So the federated search is about a secure way to connect to Confluence Cloud in such way that no data will be ingested into Gemini Enterprise storage. So this is about creating in the runtime queries that will be sent to the Confluence, and Confluence will respond with data related to Confluence pages, or attachments, for instance, in pages. So in such way, no data is ingested in Gemini Enterprise storage, and this is more secure because the permissions are the same like in the Confluence Cloud. So if the user in Confluence Cloud can access, for instance, one document or page, the same will be here. So there will be no situation that you can that the user will be able to process data within Confluence Cloud without having explicit permissions to perform such action. So this is based on the OAuth and is recommended way to connect external data source. But also there is possible this second connector mode, data ingestion. And with this data ingestion, data is ingested into Gemini Enterprise storage, and this will give you better search results, because under the hood there are created indexes using vector databases, and there is some RAG pipeline under the hood. So this will be better regarding search quality, but the security will be problematic, because all data that will be ingested into the Gemini Enterprise storage will be without any granular permissions. So any users that can use this Gemini Enterprise application with this connected data source will be able to process any data that was ingested from the Confluence cloud. There is no possible way to say that, for instance, user A can access pages A, B, C, and user B can access pages D, E, F. No, there is no possible way to perform such things. So if you have granular permissions in Confluence, you should go with federated search, or you can think about, for instance, using data store for Google Cloud Storage, so you can create your own connector that will integrate Confluence Cloud with Google Cloud Storage. Yeah, so it's possible that you, for instance, you will get documents from Confluence Cloud. You will save such documents, for instance, in PDF format in the Google Cloud Storage, and then in Google Cloud Storage you can use granular permissions. I will record other movie about that. Or you can, for instance, use custom connector, and with custom connector you can also use granular permission, but using custom connector is complicated. So I will also record movie about custom connector. So the easiest way how you can integrate with Confluence Cloud is to use federated search. In such way, user will be able to query only data that that he has permission in the Confluence. Yeah? So if he can log into the Confluence and see page A, then he will be able to query this data using Gemini Enterprise. If he cannot, he won't be able to query the data in the Gemini Enterprise. Okay, so after we have this, after I've described this how the connector modes works, I'm gonna tell you that the configuration is very simple. So the configuration is related to OAuth configuration. You need to create client secret in the Confluence Cloud. In the Gemini Enterprise documentation, there is instruction how to do this. Yeah, you must configure this OAuth client. In the Confluence Cloud, you must choose specific scopes, redirect URLs, and this is not a hard process. You can finish this process within 1-2 hours. So it's very easy to connect to the Confluence Cloud. Yeah, so I've connected to the Confluence Cloud before the movie. So now I will show you how it's done. So I'm using federated search. And there is one thing also important. So it's not only about querying data, but Confluence Cloud integration can also perform some actions. And here in the Actions tab, you have specified this action. And these actions are different for different data stores. So you have, for Confluence, you can create a page with the Gemini Enterprise LLM. You can download attachments or upload attachments. Yeah, so you can enable these actions if you want. I have enabled action create page, and I will show you in a minute how you can use Gemini Enterprise to create page with your with LLM. Okay, so after I have configured the data source, I can go to the Gemini Enterprise. Okay, so this is my Gemini Enterprise application. And one more thing, if you have different Confluence spaces and you want to, for instance, allow users from one department to search over the marketing data, to allow other user from other department, for instance IT, to search over IT data, then you can create two Gemini Enterprise applications, and in such way you can integrate with totally different spaces, and in such way the marketing department will be able to query only the marketing data, yeah, without having access to the IT data. Of course, if you are using federated search, it will be through the federated search functionality done. But if you are using, for instance, this ingestion mode, then you can have this separation using different applications. Okay, so now you can go to the Gemini Enterprise. Okay, and here in the Gemini Enterprise we have connectors, and you see here that we have Google Search and we have Confluence. Yeah? And in the Confluence you can click Authorize, and then there is consent screen from the Confluence, and in the consent screen you see the scopes that was configured during the configuration. So Confluence, the Gemini Enterprise want to see content attachments, comments, tasks, content metadata, different other things connected to this, and of course search using the Confluence. Okay, so after that we should click here accept, and then the Gemini Enterprise will be able to work on users behalf. Yeah, and we see that it was authorized, and now we can search over the Confluence data. And in the Confluence data, this is my space, I've created something like this, and here you see that I have something like Cloud Climbers Intelligent AI, and I can just ask Gemini Enterprise what is the Cloud Climbers Intelligent AI. Yeah? This is not in Google, so here, sorry, where is okay, so here I have these sources. I can, for instance, disable this Google search, and now I can ask what is Cloud Climbers Intelligent AI. Okay, so you see here that Cloud Climbers Intelligent AI is a system designed to revolutionize the GCP architecture generation. And you can see here the sources, and within the sources you have the Confluence page. So you can click, for instance, Confluence page, and you see that this is exactly the Confluence page that I've showed you 1 minute later. 1 minute. Okay, so now you can test the action. So generate new Confluence page named XY. Okay, name page from the demo with content ABC. Okay, so now we'll generate a new Confluence page. It should be named page from the demo, and the content with this page should be ABC. Okay, so now Gemini Enterprise is thinking. Okay, so it's still thinking. Okay, and now you see that we should confirm this. Okay, and the page should be successfully created. Yeah, so it works. Thank you for this demonstration and see you in the next video.